Welcome to a Lovely Bones fitness class, a safe and inclusive space that allows you to challenge yourself and honor your beautiful, beautiful body and mind. Today, you are joining me for Flow, my mindful mobility-based format, and today's class is targeting the middle back and the neck. This class is a perfect tool in your toolbox for anyone who is plagued with that oh so classic neck and mid-back stiffness, that knot in between your shoulder blades. It is the reality as modern day human beings that we're rocking out in gremlin pose all the time, right? Tip-tapping away on our computers or our phones or whatever it is that's bringing us into this position. It is not assuming that position that is ever a problem. The evidence shows that it is the lack of coming out of that position. It's the lack of incorporating mobility throughout your day that ends up leading to that stiffness. So don't worry if you have to be in that position for a long period of time. All you need to do is take a moment to combat it and flow fluidly through all the joints in your spine. All you need for today's class is your can-do attitude, as always, an exercise mat, or just a comfortable, safe space to move. When you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. Find a comfortable standing position. You can absolutely modify many of these things to a seated position as desired. But let's start in standing here if you're up for it. Close your eyes here if that's comfortable for you and just find a few grounding breaths. And when I say grounding breaths, I mean ideally try to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth in a nice, slow, comfortable way. And with each exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper into the floor. If your feet are flat on the floor or even if your back is up against a seat, every time you exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper, feel a little bit more grounded, connected to your body. Tune in, see if you feel any tension, stiffness anywhere. Try not to meet that with any judgment, though I know that's very difficult to do. And just notice and see if you can feel a difference at the end of this class. When you're ready, with your eyes closed or not, reach your hands up overhead. Maybe you take a little bend in the knee. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Act like someone's pulling a rope from the crown of your head. Grow tall in your spine. Then exhale, let your arms float back down. Just two more like this right here. Inhale, reach up, grow tall in your spine. Exhale, let your arms float back down. Last one, inhale, reach and rise. Reach, root, rise, all the R's. Exhale, let your arms float back down. From this position, go ahead and take some neck circles to one direction. Big neck circles to one direction. Again, tune in to your neck here. If you're feeling clicky poppiness, you can absolutely reduce the range of motion. In any of my flow classes, this applies to any move. Reduce the range of motion, reduce the speed, own every single inch. If you feel any discomfort, clicky poppiness, or that just innate feeling that, I don't want to go that far in the range of motion. I encourage you to do as much as you can always, but listening to your body and feeling comfortable and honoring that. Switch directions in 2. Last one, neck circles, opposite direction, big neck circles, or as big as you feel comfortable. And again, tune in here. We're starting and we're ending with neck circles because that's a great barometer for, do I feel a little stiff in my shoulders? Do I feel something going on? As my grandfather would say, are you wearing your shoulders as earrings? Are they up by your ears? Just tune in, notice how you feel, and then we'll check in at the end. Last 2 right here. Last one. When you're ready, I want you to give yourself that little bend in the knees again. Reach and rise. Inhale as you reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, I want you to start with your chin to chest. We're going to forward fold one spinal segment at a time. So keeping that generous bend in your knees, going to the point where your hands are dragging along your shins. Maybe your hands touch the floor here. You can absolutely go up to the point where your hands are on your thighs and kind of stay right here at this midway point, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Exhaling all the way down, segment by segment of your spine. From this position, we're going to inhale, and we're starting by looking up towards the ceiling. So bring your gaze up, then let your chest come up. Feel that middle back start to extend, then feel that low back start to extend until you come all the way back up to a standing position. This is known as a spinal wave, taking it one segment by segment. Sometimes that can be really difficult to do. Just do the best you can. Again, inhale, reach, root, rise. Exhale, start to bring your chin towards your chest. Forward folding, then you tuck your belly button in. Then slowly your hands come down towards the floor. You can do the same thing seated if you need to. Only go in a range of motion to your tolerance like everything else. And when you're ready, flip that script, start to inhale again, bring your gaze up. Then your chest, your heart starts to lift. Feel yourself extending in your middle back, then your lower back until you come all the way back up. Reach up again, up towards the ceiling. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, we're gonna do it one more time. Bring your chin down towards your chest, start to forward fold. You'll feel your shoulder blades peel apart. You'll feel your belly button slink in towards your spine as your hands come down towards the floor or towards your thighs, exhaling as you go down. And then one last one, starting with a reach overhead. Start to bring your gaze up as you inhale. Inhale nice and slow, bring your chest up. Feel your your middle back start to extend, then your low back, and then end with a nice reach overhead. Maybe you take one more gulp of breath here. And let your arms float back down, let it all go. If you're with me, if you're up for it, come down onto all fours. You can also absolutely do this from a seated position. Come down onto all fours, stacking your wrists underneath your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. From this position, I want you to bring your right arm up and out, rotating over towards your right side. So you're opening up that right side of your chest. Inhale here. And exhale as you thread that needle through. So bringing your right hand between your left arm and your left knee. Like you're threading a needle, you will end in rotation towards your left side. Middle back or thoracic spine rotation here. Only moving to your tolerance. Again, bring your right arm up and out, open up that chest. If that's too much, if you have chest stuff or that feels uncomfortable on your shoulder, bring your fingertips behind your head. And then come back down. You can thread that needle through with your arm or keep your fingertips behind your head and bring your right elbow towards your left wrist. Wherever you're at, keep going with that flow. Come out towards that right side, rotate over towards the right. Inhale. Exhale, rotate towards the left side. Bring your left elbow towards your left wrist or thread the needle through with your right hand. Keep going if you've got that. If you're in a seated position, you can absolutely do the same thing. So place your left hand down on your lap, rotate over towards your right side, open up that chest with your right arm or your fingertips behind your head, and then bring it back towards your midline and across. So you can do that exact same thing in a seated position if that's more comfortable for you. Keep going wherever you're at. 3 more on this right side. Inhale as you open up, exhale as you thread that needle through. Last 2 right now. Inhale, open up. Exhale, thread the needle. Only moving to your tolerance, listening to your body here. Last one, open up. And exhale, thread that needle. When you're ready, if you need to, you can give your wrist a little love, maybe a few wrist circles. If that's too much for you, fold up the mat. You can bring the palms of your hands down on a squishier surface for some support if you need it. When you're ready, place that right hand down now. Left arm goes up and out. Open up that left side of your chest. Whew, this is tight for me. And when you're ready, go ahead and thread that needle through again as you exhale. Inhale, open up towards the left side. Exhale, thread that needle through. I'll switch sides so you can see from the side. Again, you can, if that's too much, you can place your fingertips behind your head as you rotate over to the left. Open up, inhale. Thread that needle through or bring the elbow towards your opposite wrist. Exhale. Inhale, rotate up and out. Exhale, rotate down and in. Again, keep going if you've got that. If you're in a seated position, same thing. Your opposite arm, your right arm is down, relaxing. Your left fingertips behind your head. Inhale as you rotate over towards the left. Your middle back here, your hips stay pointed forward. This is targeting that middle back. And then exhale, bring the elbow across your body. Inhale, open up. And exhale, close it down. Keep going if you've got that. Three more on this side. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread the needle. Two more right here. Make sure you breathe in, especially if you're home alone. I hate that people are like embarrassed to breathe, which I think is so sad, but I get it. And I cringe hearing the recordings of myself breathing. Take a break if you need to, give your wrists a little love. But that intentional breath can add so much to a practice, particularly calming down that nervous system. If you're not there already, go ahead and take a comfortable seat. Mine will be crisscross applesauce here. And give me a few big shoulder rolls to the back. Bring those balls of your shoulder, that ball and socket joint up, back, down, and around. You'll feel your shoulder blades kind of opening and closing, coming together and apart. As you do this as well, you can add some arms if it feels difficult to do. You can picture big arm circles, but you certainly don't need to go there. We're really focusing on that shoulder and shoulder blade. The shoulder blade really heavily impacts pain and stiffness in the middle back. So getting that motion is critical. Again, if you have clicky poppiness, clunky movement here, don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. Reduce that range, reduce the speed, own every single inch. Switch to a forward direction in 3, 2, last one. Give me some shoulder rolls to the front, big shoulder rolls. Again, if this feels difficult to you, you can do arm circles to help guide that motion towards the front. Kind of feels like doing a little swim stroke here. Just breathe at a comfortable pace. If you want to, you can wicked slow this down and inhale as you bring the shoulders up. Exhale as you bring the shoulders down, back and around. If you want to take it super slow, or you can speed up a little bit. Totally up to you. This is always your class, your time. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Rib cage circles right here to one direction. I always say to the right or left, but it doesn't matter. Rib cage circles, pick a direction. Act like there is a pull going through from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone, and you're doing a little circle, little kind of hula-like move or hula hoop move around that pole. Really focusing on, so instead of, the difference here is I'm using my hips if I'm hinging and coming forward all the way versus using my rib cage just in that mid body. And again, this is a direction or a move, really a motion that we're not doing very often during our day. And so if you're feeling clicky clonkiness, if it's difficult, feels hard to do, that's fine. I'll argue that's even fabulous because it means that you need it and that you're not doing it often, and you're giving your joints and your body this neurological input and awareness that will help ward off injury further connect you to your body, get some good blood flow and good input in places that weren't getting it before. So I always like to reframe. Again, people come to fitness classes and they're like, oh, if it's difficult to do, or they feel like they're not doing a move perfectly, then, they're less than, but really it's like, it should be so empowering. But the opposite end of that is if it feels uncomfortable for you, then you should be choosing something different always, reducing the range, changing the angle, honoring your body and your needs in that moment. Switch directions in 2. Last one. Hopefully I distracted you. We'll get a few good rounds of rib cage circles here. It gives you time to really own it and tune in. Opposite direction whenever you're ready. Again, moving at your own pace here. As you go through this motion, it's very subtle, but as your mid-body kind of comes forward, you'll feel your rib cage kind of peel away from your belly button. You'll feel a little extension in your spine. And as you come back, your rib cage kind of sinks in towards your belly button. You'll feel a flexion in your spine here, or a bending forward in your spine. So getting a little mini flexion extension, some lateral movement of that middle part of our spine, the thoracic spine. Just breathing at a normal pace here. Last about 5 right here. 4. Last 3. 2. Thoracic cat camel in 1. Go ahead and clasp your hands, bring them to heart center, bring them across your chest, and feel your shoulder blades squeeze together on your back ever so slightly. This is not a strengthening class, just actively feeling to get into that movement. Your shoulder blades come together. Then flip that script, bring your hands forward, feel your shoulder blades peel apart on your back. You can let your head fall in between your hands. Exhale here. You should feel those shoulder blades peel apart. Your middle back is rounded forward. Bring your hands back to heart center as you inhale. Feel your shoulder blades come back together on your back. Feel that mini squeeze to bring you into that motion. Maybe you feel your chest open up a little bit. Again, you're inhaling here. And again, flip that script. Bring your hands forward. Exhale as you peel those shoulder blades apart. Feel your middle back round forward. Keep going if you've got this. I'll show you from the side. Middle back is rounded forward. Bring your hands again to heart center, flowing back and forth through this. As you come to heart center, feel your shoulder blades come back together. Inhale. And then exhale again. Bring your hands forward. Let the shoulder blades peel apart. Feel your middle back round. So as you can see here, it's primarily my middle back. I'm not schlumping all the way forward here, just trying to target, but don't worry if you're getting other parts of your spine moving. Again, flow through this at your own pace, or you can move with me. Bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale. And reach your hands forward. Exhale. Bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale. Reach your hands forward. Exhale. Keep going with that if that feels good to you. If you don't have shoulder or chest stuff, you can let your hands come apart next time. Bring your shoulders together, almost like you're taking flight. Inhale here. And then exhale, just bring your hands forward, almost like you're pressing something away from you. I like to think I'm shoving all the bad vibes away, all the negativity. I feel the weight of it. Shove it away. Exhale. Inhale, take flight here. Let your arms come down by your sides as your shoulder blades come together on your back. Exhale, push that negativity away. Inhale, let your arms come down by your side. Feel your shoulder blades come together. Exhale, push away. Can get spiritual here, pressing that negativity away. Feels good. 2 more right here. Inhale. Bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, push it away. Let your shoulder blades peel apart, round forward. Last one right here. Inhale, take flight. And exhale, push away. Let your hands come back down towards your lap. If you need to, you can take a few shoulder rolls, shake that out. When you're ready, we're gonna do a few more motor control, heavy movements in the neck here. So when you're ready, you can absolutely take regular neck circles if this feels a little too challenging or not great for you today. But if you're up for it, I want you to act like you are drawing figure eights on the ceiling with the crown of your head. So you are doing some figure eight motions with your neck here. I will not attempt to describe the exact motion that is happening. My lefts and rights, it's very subtle, but again, just picture there's a little marker or a pen on the tip of your head or sticking up towards the ceiling, and you are drawing figure eights, the infinity symbol, however you'd like to think of it. Maybe you want wellness for infinity here, getting very, very wellness girly today. Figure eights in one direction and just see how that feels. Try to own every single inch of the movement. This is challenging, and especially challenging as I'm trying to talk to you and do this. But I really feel like since I've started doing this move in some of my flow classes, and I'll do it on my own once in a while if I'm feeling a lot of neck stiffness and tension in a pretty small range of motion, and you're just getting almost every kind of movement that your neck has to offer, especially if you get a little larger with it. If that feels comfortable and in control for you, you might get a few initial snap, crackle, pops. Your neck's like, whoa, didn't know we had this motion in us. Let's switch directions in two. Last one right here, figure eights, opposite direction. That could be tougher. Try to hone in. Feel free to tune me out if you need to. Move in a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. But anyway, you know, your neck might feel a little snap, crackle, pop at first, but if you hone in, go really slow, again, own every inch of the movement. Hopefully this feels smooth and comfortable, maybe difficult, but again, it's just a motor pattern that you may not be used to, and it's such valuable input for your nervous system, which rules all, which dictates whether we feel pain or not, tension or not. So doing moves that you're not used to is such an amazing thing. Keep going if you've got that. I'm just going to check my time really quickly. Neglected to bring my timer out. Perfect. Let's do about 4 more in this direction. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. When you're ready, we are now going to just simply bring your ear towards your shoulder. So when you're ready, side flexion of your neck, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Then flip that script, start to slowly come back up to neutral. And when you're ready, bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. So just pure side bending. If you would like to, keep going if you've got this, flowing back and forth. So come over to your right, nice and slow, right ear to your right shoulder. And then again, come back over, left ear to left shoulder. If you would like to, I know people crank on this stretch all the time for those upper trap muscles, or those tend to be very tight muscles that are between your shoulder and your neck. If you'd like to add a little overpressure at the end, little overpressure moment here, feel free. But I encourage you to just move actively because, and I could get on my soapbox anytime, any day about this, but I think passive stretching is really overemphasized and does a disservice to our nervous system many times, where tension for many years, even in the PT world that I love and respect so much, was seen as something that if your muscle was tight, you're stretching it always. You're cranking on that stretch. And I can't tell you how many people got prescribed an upper trap stretch of cranking on their head, when in actuality, what they should have probably been getting is some strengthening to those muscles. So mobility, like you're doing right now without that passive external force, moving actively through the range of motion that you have available to you, that your nervous system is sensing that feels safe and comfortable to do, and then giving stability through strengthening and muscle activation to give your brain the sense of, hey, I'm really safe, I'm really stable. You can allow me now to move through a greater range of motion because you have sensed that it is safe and comfortable to do so. Your nervous system then sort of releases this hold it has on you, and you feel less tense. And you can feel that exhibited in, after a hard day's manual labor, if you're helping your friend move, or you're doing a good strength workout, and after you feel like warm and loose, it's because you've given yourself all that awesome stability. So all that to say, moving through this motion actively during your day, just a little plug, is going to be safer in general than cranking on that stretch, and might actually leave you feeling more flexible at the end of the day, which is interesting. If you have any questions on that, you can reach out to me anytime. But shake it out right here. The last thing I'll have you do to prove that point, we're going to really gently, this is not a strength class, nothing crazy, really gently, I want you to bring your shoulders up by your ears, feel those muscles squeeze. Those tend to be so tight, right, between our shoulder and our ear. Inhale as you bring those shoulders up, shrugging your shoulders. And then give me a big exhale as you let your shoulders come back down. Let them come all the way down. 5 more and then you are done. Inhale, rise up, bring your shoulders up by your ears, feel those muscles squeeze. And exhale, relax. Inhale, bring your shoulders up by your ears, wear those shoulders as earrings just for a second, squeeze those muscles, inhale. Exhale, relax. 2 more right here. Big, deep inhales. Bring those shoulders up. Inhale through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand in 360 degrees. Feel those muscles squeeze to bring you up there. Maybe take 1 more gulp at the top. Exhale, let it all go. Make that exhale as long as you can. Last one right here. Last big inhale, reach those shoulder blades up towards your ears, or those shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze those muscles. Inhale, inhale. Take 1 more gulp at the top. Feel your rib cage expand. Exhale, let it all go. Nice long exhale like you're fogging up a window. Let it all go. So after you've done all of this for your neck and middle back, I want you to take about 5 on each side. 5 big neck circles. Tune in. Do you feel any different after doing that? Do you feel a little looser, a little more mobile? Maybe you don't, and that's okay. Switch directions. But I'm hoping you do, and you found at least one move in this class that you can take and sprinkle in through your workday. If you are a person who's on the computer or hunched forward a lot and you have neck achiness or stiffness, this could only help so long as you feel comfortable doing it. And that is it for today. Give yourself a little pat on the back, a little round of applause for showing up for yourself today. I hope that you feel that difference in your neck and mid-back, and you've taken away maybe 1 or 2 moves that you could sprinkle in throughout a workday to help you combat some of this tension. Thank you as always for choosing Lovely Bones, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.